Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Odell Beckham Jr., a name synonymous with electrifying plays, jaw-dropping catches, and some of the most memorable moments in modern NFL history, has once again found himself at the center of unexpected headlines. For a player who has lived much of his career in the spotlight, both for his extraordinary athleticism and for his off-field persona, Beckham's journey continues to surprise fans, analysts, and casual observers alike. At 32 years old, he is navigating a stage in his career where questions about longevity and legacy often take center stage. His most recent chapter began quietly after the Miami Dolphins released him in December 2024, marking the end of a season that few would remember for its on-field fireworks. Over 9 games, Beckham totaled a mere 9 receptions for 55 yards, failing to score a single touchdown. For a player of his talent and reputation, those numbers are shocking, and yet Beckham's response has been emblematic of the resilience he has displayed throughout his career. Far from bowing out or signaling a decline, he has made it abundantly clear that retirement is not on his agenda, leaving fans wondering where his next move might take him. Just as speculation about Beckham's NFL future began to heat up, another unexpected twist landed in sports headlines. In a surprising development, the UK-based Ballers League recently announced the launch of its first United States edition. The league, which has already gained traction overseas, is a fast-paced variant of soccer, drawing heavily from street football and futsal rather than traditional 11-on-11 play. What made this announcement particularly newsworthy was Beckham's involvement. Via an Instagram post, the 3-time Pro Bowler was unveiled as one of the new team owners for the U.S. edition of the Ballers League, aligning himself with a project that is part sports, part entertainment, and undeniably ambitious. Alongside him, several other high-profile collaborators were named, signaling that the league is serious about making a splash in the American market. With YouTube sensation iShowSpeed serving as league president, the event has the kind of media-friendly, youth-oriented energy that could bridge traditional sports with social media culture in a way few ventures have achieved before. Beckham's participation instantly elevates the league's profile, providing credibility while also highlighting his willingness to explore opportunities beyond conventional NFL play. Adding another layer to the intrigue surrounding Beckham, NFL legend Tom Brady recently made headlines with his own announcement. On Monday, Brady confirmed that he will be participating in the upcoming Fanatics Flag Football Classic, a showcase event scheduled for March 21, 2026, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as part of the broader Riyadh season festivities. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Brady will not be alone in this high-profile appearance. Odell Beckham Jr. himself is set to participate alongside a star-studded lineup including Rob Gronkowski, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett, and Tyreek Hill. The event promises to be more than a mere exhibition. It is positioned as a landmark international celebration of football, highlighting both the athleticism of its participants and the growing global reach of American football. For Beckham, involvement in this event is not only a statement about his continued relevance in the sport, but also a demonstration of his marketability and ability to capture attention outside traditional NFL arenas. While these off-field ventures generate excitement, Beckham's NFL status remains in flux. His most recent season with the Dolphins was the least productive of his career, fueling speculation about retirement or a final chapter in the league. Yet Beckham has consistently pushed back against such notions, signaling that he remains open to the possibility of another NFL opportunity. His 10-year career has been a journey marked by both triumph and adversity. Beginning with the New York Giants, where he spent 4 formative seasons and immediately became a household name thanks to spectacular catches and highlight reel performances, Beckham established himself as one of the league's most electrifying wide receivers. His move to the Cleveland Browns in 2019 was met with mixed results, as injuries and inconsistencies began to cloud what many hoped would be the peak of his career. Released midway through the 2021 season, he found a new chapter with the Los Angeles Rams, a tenure highlighted by a Super Bowl victory that cemented his place in NFL lore. Following an ACL injury that sidelined him for the entirety of the 2022 season, Beckham returned to the field in 2023 with the Baltimore Ravens before joining the Dolphins the following year. Beckham's story has always been one of dramatic highs and challenging lows, a narrative familiar to any athlete whose talent far exceeds ordinary expectations. His journey is emblematic of the modern professional athlete, navigating a landscape where physical performance, media presence, and personal branding all intersect. In Miami, the final chapter of the 2024 season was quiet, almost anticlimactic, a stark contrast to the career-defining moments he had produced over the previous decade. Yet, even as the statistics failed to shine, Beckham's influence off the field grew, particularly through his involvement with projects like the Ballers League. This move into ownership is noteworthy not just for the novelty of a football star entering a fast-paced soccer-inspired league, but for what it represents in terms of Beckham's versatility, entrepreneurial instincts, and enduring appeal to younger audiences who consume sports in increasingly hybridized formats. By lending his name and expertise to the league, Beckham bridges the gap between traditional sports fandom and the digital, interactive culture that drives engagement today. The Fanatics Flag Football Classic announcement adds another layer of intrigue to Beckham's off-field endeavors. Playing alongside Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and other NFL luminaries in an international showcase reflects both Beckham's skill and star power. The Riyadh event is poised to introduce American football to a global audience in a uniquely festive context, blending sport, entertainment, and cultural exchange. For Beckham, this is an opportunity to demonstrate that, even outside the NFL, his athleticism and charisma remain undeniable. It also underscores a recurring theme of his career: adaptability. From making gravity-defying catches in the NFL to pivoting into team ownership and international flag football, Beckham continually redefines what it means to be an athlete in the 21st century. His ability to transition between high-stakes competition, media engagement, and entrepreneurial ventures sets him apart from many of his peers, making each new announcement a potential game-changer for both his personal brand and the projects he touches. For fans and commentators alike, Beckham's current situation is as compelling as any on-field play. While his NFL future is uncertain, the combination of ownership in the Ballers League and participation in high-profile events like the Fanatics Flag Football Classic ensures that his presence in professional sports and popular culture will not fade quietly. It is a testament to his ongoing influence that, even after a season of modest production, he remains a headline-making figure. The juxtaposition of his recent on-field struggles with off-field ventures illustrates a broader trend in professional sports. Athletes increasingly shape their careers around diversified interests, leveraging visibility, brand recognition, and cross-platform appeal. Beckham exemplifies this trend, not merely as a participant, but as a pioneer willing to embrace unorthodox paths that keep him relevant and influential. Whether through ownership, media engagement, or international showcases, he continues to redefine the boundaries of what a professional athlete can achieve beyond traditional league play. Ultimately, the Odell Beckham Jr. story is far from over. His legacy, built on breathtaking plays and championship glory, is now expanding into new territories that blur the lines between sport, entertainment, and entrepreneurship. While the NFL remains a potential arena for future chapters, Beckham's current trajectory suggests a broader vision, one that embraces global influence, innovation, and the enduring power of his brand. From the quiet end of a challenging season in Miami to the announcement of his ownership role in the Ballers League and the international stage of the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, Beckham's journey is a reminder that athletic careers are rarely linear. They are defined as much by adaptability, resilience, and strategic choices off the field as by performance on it. For a player who has spent over a decade captivating audiences with his talent, the next chapter promises to be just as unpredictable, just as captivating, and, in true Odell Beckham Jr. fashion, impossible to ignore. Fans across the globe will be watching closely, eager to see how this multifaceted superstar continues to write his story, both on turf and beyond, as he navigates an evolving landscape that rewards bold moves, strategic innovation, and a willingness to embrace the unexpected. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Finns this week? You won't believe what just came out of the mouth of Tom Brady. the GOAT himself. Fans and analysts alike have been buzzing nonstop ever since the legendary quarterback sat down for an interview that, frankly, nobody expected to be this revealing. Brady, known for his laser focus, his perfectionist approach, and his often guarded public statements, decided to open up about one of the NFL's most electrifying talents, Tyreek Hill. And when we say the comments shocked the football world, we mean it in every sense. This wasn't your usual praise, the kind you hear in highlight reels or generic soundbites. This was Brady giving the football universe a glimpse behind the curtain, a mix of admiration and candid critique that left everyone talking. According to sources close to the interview, the entire tone was equal parts awe and tough love. Brady started by acknowledging Hill's sheer talent, calling him one of the most explosive playmakers I've ever seen, a statement that in itself would have made headlines if it had ended there. But it didn't. As the conversation progressed, Brady didn't shy away from pointing out areas where Hill, despite his immense skill, still had room to grow, a rarity in an era where athletes are often coddled in the media spotlight. The way Brady framed it, it wasn't criticism for the sake of criticism. It was the kind of constructive honesty that can only come from someone who has operated at the absolute peak of the sport for more than 2 decades. And, of course, that mix of admiration and blunt assessment is exactly what had fans glued to every word. The internet exploded within minutes of the quotes being released. Social media platforms lit up with reactions ranging from pure excitement to fiery debate. People were dissecting every nuance of Brady's comments, trying to understand if this was a mentorship vibe, a warning, or just classic Brady-level analysis. One thing was clear: no one had ever seen Hill's game framed in quite this way. Brady highlighted Hill's ability to change the game in a split second, emphasizing how defenders never get a second to breathe when he's on the field. That part, naturally, was pure admiration. But then came the twist, the part that made commentators and fans alike pause. Brady mentioned the need for consistency, the kind of meticulous preparation that Hall of Famers swear by. He implied that while Hill's natural talent is off the charts, there are moments where he leaves a little bit on the table, suggesting that even the fastest man in the NFL could reach a higher level with a more disciplined approach in certain scenarios. This juxtaposition, glowing praise immediately followed by a nuanced critique, was classic Brady, and it felt almost like a coaching session delivered in public. People started speculating. Was Brady hinting at leadership gaps? Was he nudging Hill to think more strategically about game situations? Or was it just the candid honesty that Brady is known for after retiring, free from the strict media obligations of his playing days? Either way, the effect was instantaneous. Analysts on sports networks couldn't stop replaying clips of the interview, trying to decode whether this was a subtle challenge or simply a veteran recognizing brilliance while acknowledging its edges. The timing of Brady's remarks couldn't be more intriguing. Tyreek Hill has been in the spotlight for years, known for his jaw-dropping speed, his highlight reel plays, and his ability to seemingly defy physics on the field. Yet, somehow, Brady managed to frame him in a completely fresh light, giving fans a new lens through which to view the star wide receiver. Some commentators suggested that Brady's words might spark a mental shift for Hill himself, who is already known for his competitive fire. Imagine the dynamic. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time publicly acknowledging your talent while also pointing out where you could be even better. It's the kind of feedback that could motivate or unsettle, depending on how Hill internalizes it. Rumors have already started swirling in locker rooms and online forums alike. People are theorizing that Hill might adjust his training regimen, or that coaching staff could tweak strategies to better align with what Brady identified as areas for growth. And while this is purely speculative, the ripple effects of a statement like this are enormous in a league where perception, mindset, and narrative can sometimes be just as impactful as raw talent. Fans, of course, have had polarizing reactions. There are the die-hard Brady loyalists who see this as the ultimate seal of approval. If Tom Brady is talking about you in this way, you are in elite territory. Then there are the Hill superfans who were quick to defend their star, arguing that his speed, agility, and game-changing instincts already make him nearly untouchable. This tension between admiration and critique is exactly what makes the rumor mill spin faster than any preseason trade talk. Social media accounts devoted to breaking NFL news have been reposting snippets of Brady's interview endlessly, with hashtags that blend excitement, speculation, and sheer disbelief. Some threads are dedicated to analyzing what he said about Hill's route running, others about his ability to read defenses, and still others dissecting his focus in critical game moments. The discussion has expanded beyond just Hill, too, touching on Brady's own philosophy, his approach to preparation, and the sort of mentorship he might naturally extend to younger players even after retirement. The overlap of insight, rumor, and speculation has created a perfect storm, a whirlwind of conversation that shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Even within the NFL community, insiders have started weighing in. Coaches, former players, and commentators are all talking about the implications of Brady's statements. Some suggest this could be a subtle signal of respect combined with an unspoken challenge. Tyreek Hill, in Brady's eyes, is almost perfect, but not quite. That not quite is what drives elite athletes, and it's the type of motivation that can push a player from being a star to being legendary. Imagine Hill walking into the next season knowing that Brady's eyes are on him, metaphorically speaking, judging his every step not with scorn, but with the expectation of greatness. The psychological impact could be profound. Even players who have never met Brady have chimed in, discussing how rare it is to receive this kind of nuanced feedback publicly. Normally, critiques come behind closed doors, hidden from fans and media. Brady's decision to share his thoughts openly has, therefore, created a ripple effect that blends admiration, respect, and challenge into a single narrative that everyone wants a piece of. What's even more fascinating is the potential long-term effect on Tyreek Hill's legacy. He's already one of the fastest, most dynamic receivers in the league, but being framed in Brady's dual lens of awe and constructive criticism could alter how analysts and fans view his career trajectory. Is this a subtle hint that Hill still has untapped potential? A challenge from the past era's GOAT for a current superstar to raise his game even further? Sports psychologists might call it a masterstroke in motivational tactics. Media outlets have already begun running headline after headline, each one trying to capture the nuance of Brady's statements without losing the shock value. And while the NFL is no stranger to rumors, gossip, and insider commentary, there's something different about this moment. This isn't a trade rumor, a contract negotiation, or a locker room squabble. It's a narrative about greatness recognizing greatness while pointing out the fine line between being elite and being historic. That subtle distinction, lost on no one, has made every single word Brady said reverberate far beyond the interview itself. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.